Hello UPC Squad, welcome back to our UiPath Bot Channel channel. Currently we are going through test automation certification series. Based on the practice test, we are discussing about the theoretical and then practical part. So which will help us to answering the question in the real-time examination. Right? Okay, let's get topic today. So this is the third question from the practical examination. Okay, you can see what information can be entered in the description field when adding a test schedule in UiPath Orchestrator? As I mentioned earlier, when you are reading this question 3 to 4 times, you will get the particular keyword. Based on this keyword, you can easily identify the subtopics from the syllabus. Okay, if you cover the subtopics, you can easily remember the answer for this question. Okay, I will tell you. We will read one more time this question. What information can be entered in the description field when adding a test schedule in UiPath Orchestrator? Which means what is the keyword here? Yeah, test schedule. Okay, which means test schedule which will be available under the Orchestrator. Let me go with the syllabus first. You can see that UiPath test Orchestrator. Okay, so here we can read the subtopics: create, execute, and delete test set in UiPath Orchestrator. Okay, effectively use test schedule to schedule the text execution in UiPath Orchestrator. So you can see now we got this subtopic. So just take the keyword, go to the Google, just type UiPath test schedule, right? Which is enough. You can see we got the documentation docs.uipath.com, right? So open this one, test schedules orchestrator. It's navigating actually. You can see that we got the documentation for it, but it comes under test shoot orchestrator. Just I will expand this topic. You can see all the things available: test automation, test case, test sets, test execution, everything. So once you got this subtopic, just go with the main topic. Okay, test shoot orchestrator. Then what are the available topics are there? You can see all the topic you should read. Don't miss any single line. Okay, first read the documentation properly, then take the note down all the important points. Okay, so we will start with this test schedule options. You can see, make sure once you open the documentation here you will get a lot of options, right? So go with, so for this automation shoot, then standalone you will get the release notes, but automation cloud, then automation cloud public sector will be updated one from the UiPath Academy. So you can choose any one automation shoot. Then make sure our syllabus will be 2023.10. Okay, you can see 2023.10. Choose that. Okay, based on the syllabus only, we need to cover the topic. Now we are okay. The documentation level. So what is mean by test schedule? Yeah, here one important thing, we will have some practical answer for this. Okay, with the help of test schedule, we can schedule the particular test set based on our the timing, right? So every day, like uh, 2 times in a day, 3 times in a day, we can block the execution in the non-working days, kind of things. But when you're going with the real-time examination, you could see 2 to 3 option will be similar. You will get confused. Okay, what is the real? You can see like all three or out of four, two option it will seems like okay, this is a perfect answer for this question. But the main thing, the keyword should be 100% match with our documentation. Okay, so here our, even if our practical knowledge also will going to help, at the same time we should have the document knowledge as well. You can see that what they mentioned, you can learn how to schedule the exam. Through the schedules, you can plan and define the test execution time intervals. Okay, got it. So after that, they mention add test schedules. How to add, what is the subtopics, what is the navigation area, right? So they mention here. Yeah, so this is the main part. So what is the question for us? In the description field, what are the information we need to add? So they mention in the description field we can all the list of participate in the testing process, Then detailed description of the test cases. Okay. Then what is the third option? Entering optional description, which means this description is optional kind of things. Okay. Then fourth option, entering the time zone configuration instruction for the test schedule. Okay, so which one is suitable for this? So when you're reading, you can see, okay, for the scheduling, yeah, we can enter the test case details also, like that. Based on your requirement, based on your understanding, you can enter the time zone also, right? Participate, we are not going to actually involve here. Okay, so you can see all threes are, it look like a suitable answer for this question, but we should merge with our documentation. Go here. First, name. Enter the name for your test schedule. Okay, got it. We are going to enter the name like a demo underscore test, like that. Okay, then description. You can see that enter an optional description, which means you can see they clearly mention this is the optional field, whether you can enter the information, whether you don't want to enter the information. So which means I will show here, you can see that in the real time, I will open the orchestrator, right? So already suggest I'm navigating through testing. So in the documentation, what they mentioned, this is the optional. Okay. So you can see I have 10 plus test cases available in my studio. Just I'm going to publish this. Okay. Once I hit on publish, it will get published to the orchestrator. It will take some couple of seconds. Yep, done, right? So I will go to the tab. So once you publish the package, you can easily see under the test case, you can see that all the test case has been published. How to identify that? You can see last modified 10 seconds ago, 18 seconds ago, which means recently we published this package. Okay. Then once we publish this test case, we need to go to the test set tab. Test set here tab is nothing but it's like act like a folder. So we can arrange like test cases under the one folder, which means actually we can group the test cases into the one particular folder. Okay, so what it will do, once we created the test set, we can able to schedule that. Okay, like once it gets scheduled by automatically based on the timings, it will start the execution. Like if you're going to run this test case yeah, with the multiple bots, it can be able to distribute the test case along with the multiple bots for the parallel execution. Okay, so it will save our bot execution timing. They need it has some group, like if you are going to work with any kind of department like HR department or banking department or healthcare department, you can create the group, then you can execute them accordingly. Okay, it's clear for the test set. Once you're done with the test set, so already I have that test demo. I have one test case, or you can see, or we can go with the functional one. So I will go with the test schedule. Remember this point. Sometimes they will ask the questions like what is the steps to schedule the test set. Like they will give the options, subtopics, testing, then next step, test schedule, then next step, add test schedule, like that. Okay, so here just hit on add schedule. You can see the asterisk symbol is there, right? Which is nothing but which is refer this field is mandatory. Without filling this field, we can't able to proceed with the next step. Okay, we should schedule this option. Like for example, I'm going to schedule demos test. Okay, then you can see for the description we don't have that asterisk symbol, which means we don't this is optional. As per your wish, you can enter the description or you don't want, based on your convenience. Okay, then test it. You can see this is the mandatory, right? You can choose the package here, done actually. Then you can choose that time zone actually. So based on your locations, actually it will refers to UTC location only. UTC timing based, right? Then so this is the scheduling apps like daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, based on your convenience. You can do that. Then so this is for non-working days restrictions, which is nothing but mm, in this particular date you are going to block the execution. Like you can upload the CSV file. In the CSV file, you can mention those date. Okay, this is the holiday. In this particular day, we don't want to execute the process, right? Then here the disable achievement. So here you can mention the expiry date kind of things. Up to November 14, it should be executed. After that, it will not execute. You can say that automatically it will apply the restrictions once this date has been reached, date and time. Okay. Then once it's done, you can schedule that actually. Just add. So what happen every minute, these schedules gonna be execute. Okay. Okay, let's go back with our practice test. Yes, guys. So now we can see. So this description field is optional. So what is the answer for this? That description field is for an entering an optional description. You can see optional description of the test schedule. So this is the exact answer for this. So you should have a complete knowledge about the our documentation, right? Then only we can answer these. You can see this is a very simple question, but even if a little bit tricky, right? Okay, so yeah, we done with this question. Even if I will give some additional question as well for your understanding. Do one thing, guys. Like this is a very important. Kindly read all these topics. Don't miss any single line. So they give the some important, okay, important points, the non-working days, right? So based on this content, they will ask the tricky questions. So don't miss any single word from this documentation. Okay, so I will give some additional questions here. You can see what is the first question? What features should you use Orchestrator if you need highly customizable test schedules? Okay, so sometimes from based on our available test schedule option, we can able to schedule that. Sometimes the frequency is very tricky way, right? I'll show that once you edit. Here you can see minutes, hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, advance. So within that only we can able to do that actions, right? But sometimes user wants these particular things in a tricky way. Like every month, only Saturday morning 8 to 10 a.m. I want to trigger the process, right? So in this case, we can't go with this one, right? Just we need to select this advanced approach, then we need to write the our clone expression here. Okay, yep. So this is the answer for this question, advanced feature with the clone expression, right? Then we'll go with the second question. How can you ensure that test schedules do not run on non-business days? Okay, which means let's say there is a holiday, like you're working with the banking process, like sorry, some Diwali, the holiday. To do that, we don't want to execute the particular test set in Orchestrator. For that, what we will do, just read the options carefully by configuring the schedule time zone in tenant setting. Okay, by using advanced feature with the cron expression. Okay, by settle non-working days restriction. Okay, by adjusting the expiration date. So I will go with the test schedule. You can see we have the options non-working day restrictions. Okay, here we are going to simply upload one CSV file, which means calendar. Okay, based on the calendar it will avoid the execution those particular days. which is clear. So what is the option? By setting non-working days restrictions. Yep. Then third one, I already mentioned you right. Where in the orchestrator interface can you enable or disable the test schedule? Very, very important question. Okay. So they asking the steps. You can see. So what is that? Test schedules, more actions. Okay. Testing, test cases, setting, test case, tenant configuration, test schedules, then testing, test execution logs. So we'll go first testing to tab, then test schedule tab, options, then more actions. We will go with the same here. Leave this page. Testing. What is the testing? Test schedule and more actions. Under these more action, you can see disable. I'm going to disable this. Again, I want to enable means testing, test schedules, enable. Got it? So this is very, very important point. So while you're reading, just remember these all the steps as well. Then what is the fourth one? What should you do if you want to delete the test schedule in Orchestrator? To delete the test schedule, what is the steps, right? So they mention these things. We'll directly go with the our option. Testing, test schedule. We'll see here there is option. Yes, we have the options delete, which means under the more actions, we have the delete option. We'll try one more option, testing, test schedules. We'll click this mark. Yep. Then we can delete this. Then we can disable this, enable. Yeah, you can see there is a two-way of approach, right? From the more options, from this tick mark, right? So you should know about these points as well. So what is the answer for this? Same. They mention like go testing, test schedules, more actions, then delete. So you can add that point also. Like under the test schedules, select the tick mark, then there is one icon will be available to delete, right? Then final question. If you want to test schedule to stop the execution after reach a certain date, which option should be configured? Which is great questions actually. So I covered all the questions available in the test schedules. You don't want to worry about that. Okay. You can see disable at, which means you can enter one particular date, right? Okay. So what will happen once we reach this date? Then this time automatically this trigger will get disappear, which means expire. It will not going to execute the process anymore, right? Again, if you want to change something, you need to open the test schedule. Again, you need to do some changes. Okay, so this is the option for this question. Disable schedule at experience date, right? Yes, guys, we almost covered one practical question, then five plus available. I have gathered some questions based on the scenario. So now we almost clear six questions. So this is more than enough. Even if kindly go through with the practical things, then kindly read out all the available points under the documentation. Okay. If you found this video as helpful, kindly subscribe and put like, right? So thank you so much, guys, for your support. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.